There were a lot of teams who wanted to see me highlight in the summer that Svi chose us over, unfortunately. I think the Lakers are absolutely a team that would do that. A team that needs spacing. They did want him. He chose us over the Lakers in the offseason. So I think the Lakers would be inclined to do that. But I think we're ready for a 2018 Cavs level of trade deadline. The Lakers. Let's get into our next topic. NBA standings first. Okay, so having a look at the NBA standings. Earlier on, I predicted before the season started that the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers were going to be your NBA Finals matchup, where I said the Lakers were going to take down the Nets in that series. And looking at the East side of things, well, that looks pretty good. West side, not as much for the Los Angeles Lakers. Brooklyn Nets are 21-9, very impressive. And I am hugely surprised by the way the Chicago Bulls are playing. They're 19-10. I thought the Chicago Bulls were going to have so much offensive talent that they would not be able to utilize because there's too much of it and they don't have enough defense. Well, I was wrong. DeMar DeRozan is playing like a top 10, like it should be top 10 MVP race. So is Zach LaVine. They have a perfect point guard to round out that team in Lonzo Ball. They have a great center who's not great at defense, but Vucevic is doing his job, and even without Patrick Williams to add in that defensive stability, they are still doing extremely well. And a lot of what their success is coming from defense, surprisingly. Very surprisingly to me. I thought defense was going to be the bane of their existence. They are 10th in defensive rating in the NBA. To contrast, the Raptors are in 14th. A little bit in perspective for you Raptors fans out there. I cannot believe how good the Chicago Bulls have been this season. Another surprise is the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, they've won 6 in a row. Evan Mobley's been great. Jared Allen has been sensational. I gotta say it. Jared Allen's been great. Rubio's done his job. Okoro's done his job. Garland has been absolutely fantastic. Garland has been so good this season. I cannot believe how good the Cleveland Cavaliers are playing. They look like they may have finally filled out a roster or a regular season run without LeBron James. The Wizards were a surprise package earlier on in the season, but they've lost a lot in the last couple of months. And their last 10, they are 3-7. There you go, just to kind of show you guys. Raptors really making a push back into this playoff picture, 14-15. And it really is astonishing amidst all of the injuries the Raptors have gone through, the amount of lineup changes, the amount of different starting lineups that they have been forced to use all throughout the season. It is astonishing to see the Raptors are actually within this playoff hunt, I gotta say, because a lot of teams in this situation would crumble with players missing, with injuries, and one of those teams is absolutely the Los Angeles Lakers. They have put all of their resources into LeBron, AD, and Westbrook. AD is made of glass. LeBron James is, it seems like, finally looking his own age a little bit, and Russell Westbrook, who I'm like, I gotta be a huge hater for us, because Russ Westbrook has never really showcased to me to be a guy who can will your team to a different level. And when you already have LeBron and AD, who are ball dominant and more inside oriented players, it didn't really make sense to me to have in Russell Westbrook, who does not space the floor very well, if at all. And as a result, the Lakers are struggling, and they don't have a lot of depth. They had to rely on a lot of minutes from Tim Hortons Tucker yesterday, and he went 0 for 9 from 3. This is a Talen Horton Tucker who they decided they did not want to trade to get Kyle Lowry last season. And this is the guy this season. I mean, I gotta say, guys, I wake up so thankful every day that they did not pawn this guy off on us. I really gotta say, this season he is not shooting well at all. His points per game is down to under 11. Worst 3-point percentage in Lakers franchise history with players with 3+ attempts per game. Very young still, but some things are not looking good for this player, and they did not want to trade him for Kyle Lowry. You look at the way Kyle Lowry's team is performing, the Miami Heat. They're 19-13, which is impressive. I gotta say, impressive. Could be better from the Miami Heat. That's 4th in the East, and they've been riddled with injuries, especially to Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. Kyle Lowry has had to take on a newfound role with this team. And the way Kyle Lowry is doing all this stuff, you got to give him some respect out. Thank you again, guys. Hope you all have a great holidays. I'll see you again next time. Sending out love